Hi, guys. Hello. Oh, is here? I thought this wasn't going to work because my internet was going in and out, but it's fine now. My internet works great. All my internet works perfectly. Cat, don't you touch those curtains. Curtains hanging down the cat's putting her face in them. No, you leave it. Hi, guys. Hi, TV223. Hi, Jim. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Purple Rain. Hi, guys. Hi, Tatiana. Oh, people probably aren't here because they probably thought I was going live somewhere else. I'm here. I'm here. Because hardly any people waiting. Everyone thought I wasn't going to go live or something. Strange. Hi, Jess. Hi, Loz. I'll leave my message here since I can't join tonight, but SP has been making me more of a priority as of lately. I'm on my way to see him now. Oh, Lila. You did that, darling. All right. How can I affirm there is always movement and give good meaning to everything? SP deleted my number, then saved it again after I deleted a message I sent him. It's difficult to read his true feelings, especially after his sister zoned me. His sister zoned me, which I'm trying to revise. Found out he has my ex on his social media, and I felt no feeling of hurt, as I know it means nothing, as they just work together, and accepted my ex's request for the sake of it. Got Birdsall Land recently, as my ex texted me saying he loves me and wants me back. Just need to hear from SP now. What fearful thought did you have when you deleted his number? Message you sent him. Why did you? Guys, if you ever delete a message you've sent them, there's a fear behind it. Like, I shouldn't have said that. Then you delete it, right? Why did you delete it? The reason you deleted it is the reason why he then deleted your number. Because you were fearful that you said the wrong thing, you were doing the wrong thing, you were too needy, you were too clingy, you were angry at him, blah, 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 blah. You thought you'd upset him. If you saw the message, he'd get upset. Whatever the story is the reason why he then went, goodbye. Why did you delete the message? And who cares about your ex and them being friends? Well, who cares? Give a good meaning that your ex is paying you that attention, but I don't understand what the problem is here. There's a reason why you deleted a message to your person. What's the reason? If you're getting sister zoned, friend zoned, you've got a belief that that's happening. So stop that belief. Start saying he wouldn't possibly ever do that to you. Where are you getting that from? That's your belief that that's what he's doing. Hi, Loz. SP's sister messaged that she scripted her brother's wedding, and I immediately gave the meaning that she's writing about me, that it's my wedding to her brother that she scripted. I did cry a bit, but my heart was calm as I know he's mine. I've been living in the end, etc. But why do I still have a bit of fear? Funny, it's the way she scripted her brother's wedding is similar to how I scripted my wedding to my SP. Well, good, darling. Do that. Look, sometimes, guys, take that as birds for land, that someone's discussing what you've scripted about someone else. You know what I mean? Like, that means, oh, I'm sending that thought out like this is the wedding I'm going to have. And she's scripting it. It's just about something else, someone else. Hello, beautiful lady. I've always wanted to visit Australia, and the weather on the last live makes me want to even more. I love the sound of the wind and rain. It's storming. Oh my God, are you joking? It's still like that. Well, it's not as bad today, but it's still terrible. Darling, you wouldn't want to be here in this. It's just a shit show. But thank you. Hope you're having a great day. It's 7 p.m. here in Montana, so I think it's day there. Yes, it's 9 in the morning. Hi, Loz. Can you explain living the end versus just affirming? I've affirmed SP wants to commit to me, but when I asked him recently if he loves me and I'm the only girl he's entertaining, why we're not together, he said just basically doesn't feel he wants a relationship. So that made me feel like, should I live in the end or something? I have him in love with me months after the breakup. Why are you asking him if he loves you? And am I the only girl you're entertaining? Why did you ask that? Guys, if you have to ask that question, you're not in the state of we're together, fully committed. That's why you even bother to ask. So you're not living in the end at all. So apparently he loves you, but you don't believe enough that he loves you. Like, you don't believe he loves you enough to commit to you. You don't believe that he loves just you. There might be other girls on the scene. Right? That's why, guys, you've got to get into the state of what it is you want. Affirming is just new thinking about yourself, new thinking about them. But that thinking then forms the state you want to be in. You want to imagine you're in it now. So you don't go asking them, what do you think of me? You imagine what they think of you. You don't go asking them if they're seeing other girls. You imagine you're the only girl. That's the living in the end part. Guys, why are you verbalizing your insecurity? Are you seeing other girls? Shut up. Don't ever ask them that shit. It's like saying, I know you're not choosing me. Are you going to choose me? And they'll go, no, because they can only reflect the reason you asked. That's why you fucking asked. Right? Guys, if they reflect your fear, You did that. I do believe I'm the only girl he talks to seriously, but I just don't have the title. Who cares? And deep down, I know I want a relationship, so I don't know why I'm convincing myself I don't. Darling, for some reason, you're not convinced you're together, really, because you're asking him. So there's an insecurity there going on with you that you're not the only girl, or he doesn't want you only, or something. Get rid of that. He can only reflect your fear. If your fear is he wants other girls, if your fear is he doesn't really want a relationship, then that's exactly what will happen. You can think, oh, he's not talking to other girls, but he doesn't really want a relationship with me. And then that's exactly what will happen. So that's all he can reflect. Hey, Loz, had a breakdown on Monday about my weight and money. After a quick cry, I reminded myself that I'm worth billions of dollars and have my dream body. I burned through tears. Wonderful, darling. Also, I created an incredibly expensive list of things I can afford or own, future scripting, and scripted my ideal body. Am I on the right track living the end? That's wonderful, darling. Look, guys, you can have a moment. You can have a day like that where you're like, oh, fuck. 3 days really kicking my ass at the moment. Okay. And then sit down and script like that. That's wonderful. And live in the end of what you really want. That's great. You're exactly on the right track. Jess, how is this? I had my induction. Oh, hang on, Jess. At the station the other day, and 3 of the police officers have the same name as SP. Oh, 3 of them. What's this? SP friend saw the way SP was touching me, and I was basically like, is that your girlfriend? Why are you touching her like that? And SP knew that made me feel some type of way. It just seems like me and SP should be together. Like our chemistry is there. And Loz, I feel like I'm worthy of being in a relationship. I'm girlfriend material, and he loves me. As I affirmed, I don't tell my friends about me and SP anymore. I really don't retell the story unless I'm having convo with him about a relationship, and that's rarely. Darling, honestly, darling, you're coming in here every week and telling me, I don't know why he's not choosing me. I don't know why he's not choosing me. Can you understand that every week you're repeating the story that he's not choosing you? So he can only repeat that story back to you out loud and in person. So until you stop thinking you're not chosen by him, until you stop thinking there's some kind of lockdown that you need to have about what your relationship is, until you keep thinking you need some kind of status update about what your fucking relationship is, he won't give you one because you keep coming in here every week and every day. We have a live. You did it yesterday, repeating the same fucking story. That's the reason. Guys, you're coming in here and every week you repeat the same story to me. I don't know why this is happening. I know why. I've seen it week after week after week. Go back and read your comments in the live. Go back to the last 5 lives and think, what am I saying here? What's the fucking story I keep telling Loz? Oh, he's not choosing me. I don't know why. His friend's owning me. He won't verbalize our relationship. He won't give me the status I want. He won't commit to me. That's the story. So that's all he can reflect. So there you go. There's the answer. So stop thinking that fucking story and then work out why you're thinking that fucking story, guys. That's what my self-concept course is about. If you haven't worked out why the fuck you don't feel like you're going to be chosen, well, I guess you've got some I'm not chosen, that people don't give me what I need issues. It's got nothing to do with them. Stop wondering why they're doing it and start realizing why they're doing it. Oh, they're only reflecting my feeling of not being chosen, feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like I never get the love I need. He can only reflect that. Fuck, I really need to change this. And I better stop coming into Loz's lives every single Tuesday and saying the same shit over and over and over again and then asking her what's going on. Better read my comments back and realize the story I'm clinging on to about him and myself. I'll put the link, guys, to my sign up for my course and my coaching and everything, because a lot of you really aren't getting this. You're coming in here and you're repeating this. You really need to do the self-concept course when it comes out like stat. Make sure you sign up, guys. Okay, I forgot to put the link at the top. I don't want to see you coming in here again telling me the same fucking story, TV223. That's the reason. Have you heard me? Don't ask me again. I'm sick of hearing it. I told you the reason. Now stop thinking that shit. Has anyone ever manifested this? I'm being hard on you because you literally said the same shit yesterday. Has anyone ever manifested that SP talks to no girls to the point that SP breaks up with his girlfriend? Everyone assumes he's gay. Why are you asking that as a serious question? Or that's what you want because you're so scared of other girls? Guys, if you're so scared of other girls that you want everyone to assume your SP's gay, then you got some whole lot of issues about being compared to other girls. But if that's what you really want, like I used to watch that in Sammy Ingram's group. So many people going, how do I get rid of all the third parties? How do I get rid of all the girls I'm talking to on Snapchat? How do I? And everyone would give the answer, but no one investigated why the person needed that. And then it just kept happening. So it didn't matter how many girls I got rid of on Snapchat or Instagram, their insecurity was still there and the person would find another way to talk to other girls. They'll only reflect you. They can only reflect you. I don't know how many different ways I can say this. But if you want that, Tatiana, go ahead. Guys, some of you aren't investigating why you're even asking this question. Why do I desperately need him never to talk to another girl again in his whole life? Oh, because I've got massive trust issues from childhood and I compare myself constantly to other girls and I think I'm not good enough. So I'm making a joke on Loz's live about how do I get him to get everyone to think he's gay because he never talks to another girl again. But really it's because you're so fucking insecure about yourself that you think that other girls being obliterated from his reality will save you from all the insecure thoughts you're thinking about yourself. No, you'll still be thinking them if every single girl falls off the face of the earth. You'll still be insecure about yourself, won't you? So, guys, some of you really aren't getting this. You're coming in here and asking questions like you've never been here before. Have you worked on you? No. Loz help. What does it mean? Feeling is the key. What am I supposed to feel? Feel it is done, not feelings. Fuck me. Guys, if I hear one more person getting the feeling thing wrong, it just astounds me. It's because you've been listening to so much law of attraction telling you to feel positive, feel joy, that you don't understand the feeling is the secret. It's called feeling is the secret, not feelings are the secret. Okay? Feeling is the key, meaning feeling it is done, feeling you have it, imagining being in the state of having, not feelings, not emotion. They come, great, not vital. Hi, I finally caught you live. My first time here. Love your channel. Oh, Rose. Hi, guys. Is it true that singing breakup songs can manifest sometimes? Probably, Danielle, if you believe it. If you sit there all day fucking day singing breakup songs and then you get in the state of sadness, the state I'm broken up with, the state of he's not here, yeah, that'll fucking manifest because it's creating your state. So if that's creating the state of sadness and lack and he's not here and I'm broken up with and I'm all alone, yeah, well, fuck, you'll manifest that. So stop fucking listening to it. It's the state you're in, guys, that manifests, not the fucking song. Does it put you in a bad state? Well, stop listening to it. I don't listen to the radio. Or the news. One thing I'm struggling with is feeling safe, even walking to work, etc. I was sexually abused by my father for years as a child. I don't know how to feel safe walking. Oh, all right, Ellie, look, that's awful, darling. Okay, listen, I want you to sit down and write all your feelings about how you feel now about life because of what happened to you, and imagine you're telling your father about it. Like, this is how you made me feel. I feel like this and like this and like this. And these are my feelings about you and what you did, right? And then imagine he's sitting across from you and read the fucking letter out and get every single feeling out like a big purge. Then I want you to look at that letter and all the fears you now have, I want you to write them the opposite as an affirmation, like, I worry that I'll be hurt because you hurt me. No one hurts me anymore. I am in my safety bubble at all times. I know I'm safe. I'm fully protected. Shit doesn't happen to me anymore. That's what happened to me, but it's not what I am now. I'm the new me. I'm fully protected. I am fully safe. I always feel safe and protected. No one can hurt me anymore. And start repeating those affirmations, the opposite of all the fears you put in the letter. Hey, Loz, what would you do to manifest money by a certain time tomorrow? You imagine the money on the computer screen, or you imagine the money in your bank account, or you imagine ringing someone telling them, oh my God, you won't believe it, I manifested XYZ amount just in time. Or what it is that you need paid, imagine it's paid. Like a credit card bill, imagine the whole thing paid. Go to the end. Hi, Loz. SP keeps finding reasons to be mad at me. He keeps breaking up with me. When I'm manifesting one problem away, another one pops up. Well, there's your fucking reason, darling, because you've got a story that happens. When I do this, this keeps happening. Well, that's your story. Stop fucking thinking that shitty story. Do you have a story that you upset people easily? Have you got a story that you feel guilty all the time and shameful for things you've done and you're wrong and there's something wrong with you? That's why. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not wrong. I don't do things wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. I have to say that a lot. I'm not wrong. I don't do things wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. Who sent me that super chat? Oh, thanks, Christina. Hi, Loz. I sent you 3 parts. Got good movement yesterday. Just need advice on how to keep it going and not give in to the old thoughts. Thank you. Oh, wonderful, darling. So you're Christina with a blue C. Okay, I'll need advice on how to keep it going and not give in to old thoughts. Okay, of the movement. All right, let me find it, darling, in a minute when I get to you. I just will lose my place if I scroll down. SP is fine. I saw that one. I'm great, darling. Hi, one of my best friends is getting married, got invited to her wedding, but not her shower yesterday, and I can't think of why that would happen. What belief is that, and do I talk to her? Well, just imagine you go to the shower, darling. Imagine it was an oversight, or imagine you went to the shower, or don't give a bad meaning. Maybe just imagine she forgot. Don't give a bad meaning. When you feel left out, guys, it's a feeling of like I do things wrong, or I get ignored, or things don't go right for me, or people don't prioritize me, or I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen, and then you might be chosen by your friend. My SP reached out to me after 2 months since he lost his phone. I gave a good meaning that he had gotten a new phone. He's missing me like crazy. Wonderful, darling. Yes, that excellent meaning. That's the only reason. SP texted me, good morning, babe. That's it for giving good meaning. Oh, that's wonderful, Marie. Oh, thinking of you and babe too. Wonderful. Hi, Kay. On a positive note, I manifested my SP. We're officially everything is literally perfect. Oh, we're official. Ellie, on a positive note, I manifested my SP. We are official and everything is literally perfect. Oh, wonderful. I read that wrong. Oh, wonderful, darling. Congratulations, you did that. Mariella. Loz, so after I got contact from SP after a month, it was good stuff. The convo didn't keep going, but he did message me the next day to congratulate me on a new job. I remember that. Yep. Again, convo didn't keep going, but yes, I remember this. Week, I ran into his sister, had a good talk, and worked my new job with his BFF training me, and he said he sees us getting back together. I messaged him this week to wish him well on his new job. And he was happy to hear from me. We caught up, but eventually, because I was at work, I told him I would let him go and hope he had a good day, and it was good. No cold behavior, but what's going on right now? What do you mean what's going on right now? Sounds all good to me. Why are you giving any of that bad meaning, darling? Where are you getting the bad meaning from? So you contacted him. He was happy to hear from you. You had to let him go because you were at work. What? You let him go. What? He didn't hang up on you. What's the problem here? Darling, you're reading into a whole lot of bad shit that isn't even happening. It sounds all good to me. Why are you thinking the negative? Why are you assuming the positive? I don't understand that. I don't even understand what the question is. What's going on here? Nothing. Sounds good to me. Stop dreaming up a whole lot of shit that's not even happening. Okay, Christina, hang on. I can see your part 3, but where's part 1 and 2? Yes, Loz. Okay, well, hang on. Hang on. I can only see part 3, Christina. I can't see part 2 of 3. Where's 1 of 3? I can see 2 of 3, 3 of 3, and not 1 of 3. Guys, sometimes when you do these in parts, the part just disappears. Hang on, let me scroll up and see if I can find it here. Oh, darling, I can't find the first part. No idea where it is. My IG stories a lot and liked one of my pics. Okay, so that's the movement you got. I posted another story yesterday and he commented on it after months of no contact. Wonderful. We casually talked about shoes and the conversation ended today with him liking a response I sent to him. This is huge. I feel like, how can I keep the momentum? I keep hearing little niggling thoughts in my head that aren't in alignment with my affirmations advice. That's just the old you playing up, darling, the old thoughts trying to protect you, thinking, oh my God, this is too good to be true. I can't believe he's reached out. This isn't going to work. This manifestation stuff, shit. He probably won't talk to you again. That was just a one-off. Don't get your hopes up, right? It's trying to protect you. That's all that is. So just tell it to shut up. Like, no, this is proper movement. I know this is movement. I'm telling Loz this is movement. If I say it's movement, it's fucking movement. He can't wait to talk to me. He talks to me every day. We're back and better than ever. Blah, 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 blah. Go rampage against those thoughts. Anytime those niggling, nagging thoughts come up, darling, you bite them. Don't let them run you. Don't let them tell you that this is not going to work out. Don't let them tell you this isn't what you want it to be. I missed the beginning of that, whatever it was, darling, but that's great. So give that excellent meaning that you're talking over Instagram. Give it excellent meaning that he's commenting on your stories. Give it excellent meaning, everything excellent meaning, and banish those thoughts as soon as they pop up. And accept that movement as movement. Be like, yep, it is. Don't question it. Never question the movement, guys. Was that the question, darling, or was there more of a question? How do you keep it going? You've got to keep on top of that new positive thinking about the movement and stop any negative thoughts from occurring in your mind. Stop them immediately. In my self-concept course, guys, there's a whole recording at the end will help you really get into that state, okay, that no old thoughts get in. Oh, my God, my first live with Loz. I'm so excited. Oh, wonderful, darling. You're one of the few coaches who teaches self-concept, and it's been such a game changer for living in the end. Thank you. Oh, wonderful, darling. Right. Look, guys, it's because I listened to all the other coaches and what they said didn't work for me because I had too much shit going on back here. But people who don't have shit going on back here, you can just do SP affirmations all fucking day and you'll be chickadee-boo. But for those of us who've got some trauma or shit that happened in childhood or old negative thoughts about ourselves or feelings that we're not good enough or not chosen, that shit don't work. I know because I lived it and I failed many, many times. Who keeps messaging me? Hang on. I've lost my spot. Yes, Ellie, go. Yes, Ellie, that's wonderful. How do I manifest getting approved for my permanent residency in Canada? Frankie, you keep putting a question on the main page, darling. I can't approve it. It's got to go in the Q&A forum. I think you've worked that out. Okay, guys, if any of you are in here and you're in the Facebook group and you start typing questions into the box on the Facebook page, I'll never let it in. If it's a question, it just sits there forever like in purgatory and you wonder, why is no one answering my question? Because you have to go to the post called Q&A forum and you have to put it underneath the Neville quote, and every week on a Monday I release a new forum. If you don't see your question show up on the main page, you've got to wonder, why is that not showing up? Because it's only for success stories and motivation on the main page. No whingy, whiny, old shit on the page. No questions about your life on the page, okay? There's 83 people in here, and if any of you in the Facebook group, are you all getting that? How do I manifest getting approved for my permanent residency in Canada? This is a huge burning desire for me currently. Frankie, I had huge issues with getting a visa in the UK because I didn't use my manifestation skills properly because I've forgotten all about it, right? And also I was doing LOA at the time and didn't really think properly about it, okay? I want you to imagine you're a Canadian resident. I love living in Canada. I love working in Canada. I love being a permanent resident in Canada. I love having my visa. I love looking down at my visa and showing people my visa at official things and doing paperwork and having to put permanent resident. I love writing permanent resident on forms. I love being a permanent resident. I love being Canadian. I'm Canadian. I love being Canadian, right? Go right to the end of it. Imagine it's done. Don't worry about how it's going to come about. Just imagine it done. You could get a green card thing. You could marry someone. You could instantly get sponsored by someone. You get permanent residency. Whatever it is, how it comes about will come about. But don't worry about the how. I worried about the how for about 12 years and fucked up my life in England, constantly worrying about visas. And if I only had gone to the end, I would have got my residency so much quicker. Think about how you would feel if you had your manifestation. Would you be happy, at ease, calm, cool, collected? Yes, that's lovely. But you don't have to feel the feelings right now. You can imagine that's how you would feel, but I don't want you to sit there going, I'm generating the feeling of calmness. I'm generating the feeling of happiness. No, you can imagine that's how you would feel, but I don't want any of you sitting around trying to generate an emotion. Okay, that's what LOA teaches you, and that's why a lot of you fail, because you feel like, how come I can't make myself happy? No one can fucking make themselves happy. Ridiculous, right? Try being really depressed and suicidal and trying to make yourself happy. Good luck with that. Doesn't work. Got to imagine things that might make you feel happier. And then when you use your imagination, imagine a scene, imagine a state, then you might feel a feeling of happiness once you imagine that new state, right? That's how the feelings come. You can't force a fucking feeling. This is the thing that a lot of people get wrong about manifestation. And then everyone feels despondent because they can't feel happy all day and they wonder why. No one can. Hi, Loz. I have this girlfriend. She's a single mum. She always says she don't need a man. When I share my self-concept and my success story with her, I start losing taste in her friendship. Yeah, that can happen, guys. There's a lot of people in your life. When you start working on self-concept, it's happened to me. I have very few people around me anymore, right? Because my self-concept is so different from the person I used to be. The people who I'd attracted into my reality were such fucking victims, because I must have been a victim too, right? And we all sat around in our victimhood, whinging and moaning and whining about our lives, that now I find being around them so fucking unattractive that just being around them for 5 minutes, I want to fucking punch them in the throat, right? Because I want to fix it for them, but instead I've got to imagine them differently. But a lot of the time I just can't be bothered. A lot of the time I'm like, you know what? Figure it out for yourself. I'm over here fixing me. I'm over here working on me. And I can decide that they've all realized it and they love me, but you know what I mean? Don't worry about that friend, or imagine you're back and better than ever and she agrees with you, thinks like you, is positive like you, and your friendship's great. You can do that too. Okay, you don't have to cut people out of your life, guys. Hang on, where am I? Tatiana, I feel like he's been kept safe for me by not being a womanizer and self-improvement. I manifested to see him in the gym. I did. Friends can't see him attracted to me, but I can, and that's what matters. Oh, I feel like he's been kept safe from me by not being a womanizer and into self-improvement. Well, that's great, darling. So give it that good story. Hello again, Laws and all in chat. Oh, hello, Leanne. Hang on. Hi, Laws, rampaging and found a home. Hi, Laws, rampaging. I found a home. Oh, wonderful. God, we only talked about that in the live last night. You were so panicked about it. Moving out today, packing up house, booked a removal truck, living in the end that we're moving into the house, and we put an offer on and home loan was approved. Oh my God. That's like within 12 hours you've done that from the last live. Oh, congratulations, darling. Well, that rampaging worked. Oh, hooray. Oh, I'm thrilled for you, darling. Friend asked about SPH Day, which I never talk about. And I just said, yeah, we don't really talk. I don't want to talk about it. We don't know. Sometimes it's hard to live in the end when they ask about it, but I do my best. Look, a lot of the time, guys, that's because you're scared someone's going to ask about it. That's a lot of the time why it happens. What I normally do in life now, if I go somewhere and I know this particularly nosy person, I will say to myself, no one at this thing today is going to ask me about XYZ, and no one does. I went to a Christmas party last year and I decided no one was going to ask me anything about what was going on in my life, and not one person fucking did. Not one person. And I was there for like 8 hours because I just decided no one gives a shit. They're all self-involved and talking about themselves, and no one cares to ask me. Not that I was saying bad things about them. I was just thinking they're going to talk about their own stuff, not my stuff. And no one asked. Right? Is listening to affirmations, meditation, and repeating it and doing self-concept affirmations a good routine? If not, what do you suggest? It's new thinking, darling. So affirmations is just a new thought you're having that's true. So currently you're affirming things like, I'm not chosen, I'm not good enough, he doesn't love me. So you've got to say the opposite. It's what an affirmation is. It's the opposite of what you're currently thinking, a new positive affirmation. You're currently already doing affirmations, right? If you just do them on a loop or in a meditation, that's just a way of doing them. Yes, we have to change our thinking. That's the point here. Do we always have to believe our affirmations? No. I feel great affirming yesterday and believed every word I said today. I affirmed and stayed with my new story, but didn't believe it as much. You can't. So don't even try. But last week, I felt confident that I would get my money on August 3rd. It's just today. Some fears are kicking in. What advice would you give here? Well, what do you need it so badly for? Go to the end of whatever it is paid, right? So look at what the person just did then about their house. They just imagined they had a house. They didn't worry about by X date, I need X money. What do you need the money for? What's it paying for? Imagine the thing paid. There must be for something specific if you need it by August 3rd. Imagine it's paid. Imagine, stop worrying about the money and imagine the thing you got because of it being paid. The email you got, the verification you got, the loan you got, whatever it is. Affirmations to not automatically blame self for things not working out. Met up with old friend, awkward and no chemistry. I spiral, but now back in great state. Just hate when I blame myself immediately. Francisco, that's a whole lot of when I was a kid, I got blamed for things. Or when I was a kid, I was made to feel like I did things wrong, right? So what you'll do is you'll naturally start assuming that you've upset the friend, that things are awkward and not the same with the friend, that it's your fault. You're the person to blame, right? Now, when you were a kid, did you have really, really strict parents or person or a religious background or something where you're made to feel like you did things wrong? That's where that's coming from. I don't do things wrong. I'm not wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. I never blame myself anymore. I never beat myself up, and I don't let others beat me up. People love being around me. I'm everyone's favorite person. All my conversations flow easily with my friends. Say those things, darling. I broke up with my boyfriend after a cycle of hurtful fights. How can I trust in love again? Thank you. Well, darling, trust in love. Corrine, well, I'm sorry. It's got really, have you watched me before? It's got nothing to do with your boyfriend, okay? So you're not trusting him and you're putting the blame on him like, I can't trust people. He hurt me. If you're doing that, Corrine, you really need to go to my Manifest a Specific Person playlist and watch the entire playlist and then get back to me next Tuesday when you figured out that it's got nothing to do with your fucking boyfriend, your trust issues. So don't tell me that he's done something, because I can read it in your question, that hurts you. Therefore, you got in fights with him. People don't trigger you. You trigger yourself with your own fucking triggers. So I don't know what happened to you in childhood. It was probably something like this. You got abused or someone hurt you, or your parents cheated, or something happened where you were made to feel unsafe and unstable. So the person you're in love with, you can't possibly trust them because you fear that they're going to hurt you. So you get triggered by what they're doing. You start fights. You get in fights because they're not giving what you need. You don't feel like you can trust them. You don't feel secure, or you just didn't feel secure as a child. Like your parents weren't there and made you feel secure and loved. And so when the boyfriend does that, you do the same thing and you fly off the handle. But either way, it's not his fault. Either way, it's got nothing to do with him. They will turn up untrustworthy. They'll turn up fighting with you. They'll turn up hurting with you if that's what you assume will happen in life and in relationships. So trusting in love again, unfortunately, Corrine, it's got nothing to do with your boyfriend, and you're blaming him and thinking, okay, how can I trust the next person? Well, it wasn't anything to do with your boyfriend or the other guy or the guy before him or the guy before him or 10,000 guys before that. It's you. So have you figured that out yet? Because it doesn't sound like you're having your story. Not their fault that they're turning up untrustworthy. It's not their fault that they're hurting you. It's not their fault. They're reflecting your thoughts about yourself and about men. What are your thoughts about yourself and about men? Write them down in the next thing and I'll tell you why this is happening. But is it anything like what I just said? What happened to you as a child? Like not getting a love or security from your parents, or your parents cheating, or you getting abused? Because something happened there. So how you trust in love again is to figure all that shit out and stop thinking that shit about yourself, that you're going to be hurt at any moment and the person you're in the relationship with is always going to hurt you and you can't trust them. And if you don't change that, the next person will also do something to hurt you, because that's your dominant assumption and they have no choice but to reflect it back to you, because that's what you assume will happen. So it will happen. You understand? So tell me, Kareem, what happened to you as a kid? Have been having beautiful, vivid feelings we're together and there's insanely real visualizations that feel amazing throughout the day. Then periodically bad thoughts creep in. I don't want those to manifest. They won't, darling. Periodic bad thoughts, they're periodic bad thoughts. You'd have to think them a lot. They'd have to be really tied to your shitty self-concept for them to manifest. Don't worry about it. Just be like, oh, this is a fleeting thought. I'm not even worried about it. Change the story, change your life, stop talking about it, stop thinking about it. You're making it into existence. Listen to the laws. You're making it into existence. Exactly, Danielle. Are you guys realizing that as you write the question, and I know you're writing the question, but you're making it into existence by even talking about it, right? It's okay, you're in the live, but after this live's finished, imagine you never fucking ask me. I suggest that you affirm that you're a great conversationalist, you're fun to be around, you're everyone's favorite person. Yes, Melanie, they're great for Francisco. I feel like things were going well with SP, and then she started telling me about how she wants to go over a random guy's house because she's sexually frustrated. Oh, no, darling. So have you got a story that you get friend zoned by her? Have you got a story that she's a bit sexually active or sexually needy or promiscuous and she wants lots of sex, but she's not attracted to you? What's the story you got about her? What's the story you're holding about yourself that you're friend zoning yourself with your person? Hey, Loz, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? Oh, he is an absolute fucking knob. He looks like one too. I think he's deeply insecure. I think something's happened to him as a kid where he feels like he has to put on a facade. He's a full-blown narcissist. He's got a fake accent. He's basically set up an MLM targeting a whole lot of very insecure, needy young boys who feel rejected by society, rejected by women, and hurt. And so if he targets enough of them and makes them feel like they're in a community, it's like how gangs work, all right? MLMs work like gangs, right? So when a child gets initiated into a gang or joins a gang, it feels like they suddenly belong. They've got somewhere they belong, right? So that MLM he set up, that multi-level marketing scheme, which is what it is. So that's why you keep seeing his videos disseminated all over social media, because they become like little loslings, like you guys, followers. But instead of me saying, share all my stuff and pay $49 to be in my hustlers university, right? I just say, come and join my lives, but you guys support me because you want to. These people are supporting him because, okay, they feel like they belong, but also they get initiatives from supporting him, right? So he's actually set up a multi-level marketing scheme, which is really cult-like in the fact that he gets the benefits and really a lot of them don't get a lot of benefit, but he gets his social media disseminated. It's very clever. It's very clever what he's done, but he's done it in such a way that he's disseminating information that's very, very derogatory about women, very derogatory about anybody being weak in society, and really just very sad that he's deeply insecure and he can't see past his insecurity. And if anyone questions him on it, he gets triggered and he turns up looking like a fucking psycho on his interviews. I've just seen a few, but when people question him on stuff, his reaction's hilarious, right? And his fake accent's hilarious, and the whole sitting there with no shirt on, and I only shave my hair because I want to, when you can clearly see a massive receding hairline, and he's talking about how he only shaves his hair because he likes himself bald. No, darling, you're bald. You're fucking bald as. I think he's deeply, deeply insecure, and probably when he was a kid, he was made to feel either not good enough by his mum or dad, and something severely happened to him where he felt completely rejected and he wasn't good enough. And so he's created an entire persona, right, of this person called Andrew Tate that wears no shirt and has tattoos and has a fake accent and has all these minions. And it makes him feel like he's enough because deep down inside, he doesn't believe he is. Narcissists hate themselves, guys. So if you can look at that guy as someone who's deeply insecure and desperate to be popular, then you can understand him and not be annoyed by him and just feel sorry for him. And then you can in turn feel very sad and sorry for the people who are following him, that the minions that have followed him don't realize that when they write things like, where's your Bugatti, or what color is your Bugatti on any videos that criticize him, they're not understanding that the only person who's going to get a Bugatti out of Andrew Tate's scheme is Andrew Tate. Guys, paying $49 a month to be in Hustlers University or $2,000 a month to be in the mystical mastery, magical fucking whatever it is thing isn't going to get you shit. All you're doing is creating the Bugatti fund for Andrew Tate. And like any cult, the cult leader wins. Like Mormonism, Scientology, any cult, the leaders make the money. And you're just the minions that they're making the money from. And they're getting you to recruit just like a Mormon. So in the same way that Mormonism works, where you have to go and knock on doors if you're a Mormon child and your parents have forced you to go on missions for 2 years, these guys are on missions to get Andrew Tate's social media disseminated. And these poor kids don't realize that they are minions in a cult. fostering their feelings of self-hatred or helping them to feel better about themselves because deep down they're feeling insecure or self-hatred, right? So they feel like they belong in this gang, but also all they're doing is benefiting Andrew Tate and the cult, right? I think he's a deeply flawed individual, and it's sad that he's everywhere. But eventually he'll have a massive downfall, just like any of those cults. They always do. Eventually they do. And it's whether the people who have been indoctrinated into the cult decide to leave. A lot of people still stay in Scientology and Mormonism because they choose to stay there, even though a lot of them know that it's not right. They still stay because they feel like they belong. That's why people stay in gangs. And then they can't get out. That's what I feel about that guy. Oh my God, yes, couldn't agree more about Andrew Tate. I can't stand his voice and look of him and sick of clicking not interested in him. He keeps coming up. He keeps coming up because it's a multi-level marketing scheme to disseminate his content, right? So as long as you guys realize that every time you're seeing it, it's not because he's actually popular. It's because his minions are forced within the MLM scheme to disseminate his content for them to be part of the university, right? That's how it works. It's very clever. I could say to you guys, I'll give you, if I sold my course and I said, when you buy the self-concept course, if you sell it, if you do enough videos about how great it is, I will give you 20% off the course. That's what he's doing. It's very clever. He's not dumb, but unfortunately he's preying on people who are vulnerable, which is how all multi-level marketing schemes work and how all cults work, right? Like all multi-level marketing schemes normally focus on women, stay-at-home mothers who can't get part-time work, and so they feel like this is their way out. And for a lot of women, it does work and they get the money, but the 90% of the people in the MLM, it doesn't work for them, and all they're doing is annoying their friends every day with messages in Messenger saying, I've got this great new magic mix or whatever, or try these vitamins. They really work for me. And eventually they're like, oh, fuck, unfriend, right? Because they've bought into the cult-like thing of this is going to help me. This is going to give me the life I want. So if you've got a cult that convinces people enough this is going to change their life, they'll join it. I feel like I've started a cult with you guys, except I've never sold a fucking thing to you yet, except an ebook, right? But you're choosing to be here without it being a multi-level marketing scheme, you understand? Anybody you follow on here, you stay here because you believe what they have to say. Unfortunately, those people in MLMs believe what that person has to say, but the only person benefiting from the MLM and the cult is the person who leads it. Anyway. And some people might get, confidence from what he's saying and feel better about themselves, and good, great. If that's work for those boys, wonderful. I'm happy for them. But it's just the way this guy goes about it that I don't like, and his general demeanor, and he's just narcness. Hang on, where am I? Let's not talk about that dickhead anymore, that walking penis. Loz, hope all is well. Haven't been on for a while. I missed you. So I started a new online business selling Amazon cream that smooths out cellulite. Oh, any good affirmation? I want to start making 1K. We'll decide that everyone buys it. No one wants cellulite. No girls want cellulite. Everyone wants to get rid of their cellulite. Who the fuck will want cellulite? This is the dream cream. Everyone wants it. Everyone buys it. Morning, Loz. Hi, Loz. How do we know self-concept is improving? Because everyone reflects it. People start reflecting it. Your life starts getting better. I don't feel like affirming anymore. Well, then don't, Emily. As long as you're in the new state, be in the new state. But are you in the new state of you, or are you just being lazy? Every day, 15 minutes, I say my affirmations while visualizing. Started a week ago. Oh, Tatiana, wonderful. Guys, please like this live. Oh, I don't thank you, darling. Christina, did I answer your question, darling, in your 3-part question? Because I didn't get the beginning. I think that I'm not priority and appreciated towards another area of my life. Would that mean SP would also think that too? Yes, guys, they'll reflect it in everything. If you think you're not a priority, it'll be reflected in you. You won't be prioritized with your friends, like you won't be invited to the shower, be invited to the wedding, or you won't get promoted at work. It's everything. Yes, Ellie, wonderful. Oh, wonderful news. Debunking, Loz, I've been focusing more on my self-concept lately. In the past weekend, I got so many compliments. One of my friends kept hitting on me. He's not my SP. I'm not even interested in him like that, but birds will land. He's not my SP, but I'm not even interested in him, but birds will land. Well, wonderful, guys. If people are giving you attention, take it as birds will land, lap up the attention, and know that your self-concept's working. Wonderful. Is me wanting to go to an event with him a sign of not living in the end? I mean, then I would assume that we're going there and not trying to manifest, right? Focus more on the self-concept in the last couple of weeks. Guys, if you want to imagine yourself at an event with them, there's no harm in that. But why do you need that? That's what the question would be. Like, why do you feel that you need that to lock this down or know that it's working or know this movement? What meaning in giving it? Loz, I don't get triggered anymore. Every time I see him with her, I just know he's already with me. Oh, wonderful, Danielle. Wonderful. Hi, Loz. Can you give us some advice on what to do if we slip up and cause a fight with RSP? Don't worry about it, darling. Go back and revise it if you can. Imagine you never had the fight. Imagine you didn't say what you said. He didn't say what he said. Or just imagine, okay, he doesn't care about that fight and everything's resolved, and go to it being resolved if you can't revise. Also, another ex-co-worker reached out to me yesterday and asked me out again, not my SP. I posted a pic and a lot of people DM me saying I look so good and skinny, also manifesting weight loss. Oh, it's all working. Can you repeat the I'm not wrong affirmations, Loz? I'm not wrong. I don't do things wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect. Everything I do and say is right. I do everything perfectly. I choose my choice. I do everything right. Start saying those things. When is the course coming out? Probably by the end of next week. Okay, so guys, I'll put a link under this in the comments when this goes live. I should put it here, but I can't. See if I can find it on my, hang on while I'm talking to you guys. Wait a second. Let me see if I can find my old one from here. Hang on. Oh, God, hang on. Wait a minute. Let me try and copy this link, guys. Hang on. You still here? Let me copy the link. Make sure you put your email in here. Oh. See it? I'll pin it. I'll pin it at the very top. Okay. And then, guys, go into that link, put your email in. So if you missed the TikTok live or the posts that announce the course and the coaching and the monthly coaching, you'll get alerted via email. But plus, I'll be sending emails every single week with inspiring content, posts, videos, etc. every week on the email. Excuse me, cat. My God, get down. Get down. Oh my God, she's climbing up the curtains. My lace curtains. Look at this. Oh. My cat is so well behaved. Andrew Tate has talked about his dad sounded abusive. Oh, really? I haven't heard that. See, I just click away from his content, so I was just making up what I thought of him, I'm assuming. Really? Okay, well, there you go. So a lot of narcissism comes from deep abuse and self-hatred and feeling like you're not good enough, and then you're constantly doing everything for the rest of your life to prove to your dad, who abused you and hated you and wasn't there for you, that you're enough. That might be what's going on with him. I don't know the story. I have to go and look it up, but I just can't stand the guy. So anytime I see his penis head, I just go not interested. Hang on, where am I? Is it okay to sing and dance around when you do your affirmations? Absolutely, darling. Loz, did you see what I posted the other day about SP and how he's showing up? He's repeating back my affirmations about how no one compares to me and he can't leave me alone. Oh, Danielle, really? What? Any tips for visualizing, like getting in the zone? Guys, just get into a drowsy state if you can. If it helps you to lie down, it helps you to get in an easy chair, if it helps you to breathe in, breathe out, gets really, there's a good part of one of Neville's lectures where he talks about breathe in and breathe out. He talks about the Andrew technique. I think it's called the Andrew technique. Anyway, go and listen to that about breathing in, breathing out, and getting to the state akin to sleep, if that helps you visualize. But also see things from your eyeballs if you can in the visualization. I basically should stop worrying about the how and when, right? Just enjoy the state of the wish fulfilled. Exactly. I really thought I was in state of wife, posted him on my story as my husband. He seemed to recoil and friends said I forced it. Yes, darling, we're not doing shit in the 3D like a psycho, putting things about, he's my husband on social media. You're doing this in your head. What are you doing? That's why you got that reaction. You're doing some LOA shit, like walking down the street in a wedding dress and people going, where are you going? You go, I'm going to my wedding day. And everyone's like, you don't even have a boyfriend. Don't do shit like that, darling. That's why you got the reaction. I assumed you would like the clingy and find it cute. What's wrong? How much time have you got? I don't mean to pay out on you, darling, but why would you think that being clingy would be cute? It's the complete opposite of cute. It's saying, I desperately need you. Think about what the word cling means. To cling to something means you're holding on to something because you're afraid you'll lose it. I need you. That's the most unattractive way anyone could be in a relationship, that you're so desperately needy, you're clinging onto them because you need them so badly. And that means you're putting them on a pedestal and thinking they're the greatest thing ever, and without them, you're nothing. That's what you're doing. And so he's literally recoiling because what you're doing is this. Imagine someone doing that to you. Imagine walking along and someone's grabbing your back of your shirt and going, stay with me, Mona. You'd be like, get the fuck off me, you psycho. Right? Just think about that. That's the energy and the thought you're giving him. And so he has no choice, and his friends have no choice but to go, can you get the fuck away from me, you psycho? I'm not calling you a psycho, but you understand? That's the reaction people will have. Stop doing anything in the 3D. Start watching every single fucking video in my Manifest a Specific Person playlist, Muna, because you've clearly come from some law of attraction bullshit where someone's told you to act as if we're married out in the 3D. Look at a picture of my husband, and everyone will go, what? And that's when people think that manifestation people are crazy, because they're acting crazy in the 3D reality out here. You're meant to be doing every single solitary thing in your mind, not out here. If any of you are doing acting as if and telling your friends that you're married, you look like a Looney Tune. A friend of mine did that years ago in a bar, and someone said, how's the love life going? She goes, I'm happily married to my ideal man. And the entire bar were just like, what's happening? Now, she thought that would work. She thought she was manifesting. No, what she was doing was verbalizing what she was trying to manifest. And instead of doing it in her mind, she did it out loud. And so she looked insane. And then everyone recoiled from the conversation, except one person who kept it going, and the rest of us were going, oh my God, please don't keep this going. This is embarrassing her. And then she felt, I don't know what she felt, but everyone else felt like, wow, she's not getting it. She's got to do it in her mind only, not out loud. So, darling, that's why you got the awful reaction that you got. You understanding that? And I'm really being harsh because I want you to get it, that you've got to stop doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing right now out loud. You don't say it out loud. You don't do it out loud. You don't post shit. You don't do anything out here to show what you're trying to manifest ever. And if anyone ever fucking tells you to do that, they're insane. And the only way you should ever be doing any acting as if stuff is in the privacy of your own home, guys. You sign their name, your surname with their name, or you put the wedding dress in your closet, or you empty your closet out for yourself. You don't do it in front of other people, because that's when you'll get the reaction that you don't want. You understand? Muna's still here because I feel bad that I've just paid out on her. You all right? Hello? She's still here. Right. Where am I? Please go and watch my videos, Muna, darling, please. That's why you got that reaction. Okay, it makes it Loz normal to do affirmations, start crying. Why does this happen? Because it's triggering something inside you, darling. That's true. That's why a lot of people, when I used to give them the affirmations on the calls of me, they start crying. A lot of people couldn't write them down. A lot of people started feeling like they were going to throw up because they didn't want to say what I was giving them. Right? You'll realize this when you do the one-to-one. Guys, when you come and join the paid Facebook group, you'll be able to watch me coaching people twice a week, and you'll see what I'm teaching them. So you'll learn from it for $35 a month. You'll be able to just watch everyone else being coached. You won't even have to pay for coaching with me, and you'll understand what I'm talking about the kind of affirmations people need to be doing that are very, very specific to them, that can't be just general, because they won't work. They won't have the effect that you need, which sometimes is crying when you say them or writing them down. Not that that's necessary, but that can happen. Loz, I saw that one, Danielle. It's wonderful. I totally agree with the self-concept and the people. I had a fallout with my best friend because she was selfish, had victim mentality, and when I worked on my self-concept, I couldn't stand, so I ended our friendship. Oh, it's hard, guys. Loz, what if we're seriously struggling, let go of the past, whether that's last week or 3 years ago? Why is it so hard to not think past and final will haunt us? Because your brain is just trying to protect you from getting hurt. Okay? So every single time you think the old thoughts, it's because messaging me. It's because you think that you're going to get hurt. Your brain's just trying to protect you guys. That's all it is. So when you're thinking the past, it's your brain going, remember this happened? We don't want that to happen again. It's reminding you to keep you safe. It's in caveman mode. Tell it to fuck off. Same here with friends of victimhood. I felt they should be humble, but having such high self-concept, they complain about having men not getting hopes up, but I can't help feeling loved. Yeah, look, guys, if they're starting to not like your new self-concept, then change that story that they don't like it. But also that can happen. Things aren't great here. SP, my BFF, is dating girl I was worried about. Well, that's what happens. Told me he wants no contact. I know this is me not feeling chosen or good enough. Can I turn this around? Yes, darling, but you've got to understand that sometimes your fear, what is that quote from the Bible? I fear my fears have come upon me, or whatever it is. Your fear has come upon you. That girl was the fear. It's now come upon you, right? You've got to understand that's how manifestation works. That's what that quote means, right? If you fear it enough, it'll come upon you. Okay, so here it is. Okay, well, here she is. This is a reflection of me feeling not chosen, not good enough, and the fear I had. Okay, well, that's all that is. So I can manifest her away. Just think that everything is a bridge of instance, bring your manifestation. Yes, that's lovely, darling. Is it possible to affirm too much for the news story? No, darling, it's just new thinking. I find myself thinking of what I want the news story to be a lot, but I don't feel drained or stressed, and it makes me feel happy. Well, that's good, darling, but don't do it like I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved, like a crazy person, like LOA, okay? Yes, thank you. I'm working on my thinking, been affirming and meditating. Wonderful. Hi, Loz. Was able to go see SP's house after 6 months not seeing him. I can't wait to see how the rest of the story plays out. Oh, wonderful, Anne. How do you manifest multiple stream incomes, Loz? Well, you just decide you have that. You decide you don't just have one income. I make money in my sleep. I make so much passive income. I don't need to do anything half the time to make money. I've got so many streams of income. Income comes to me from all different places, from all different sources all the time. So listen. Look at what you just said, right? The opposite of what you've just said. Yes, Sarah. My SP wants me. I'm always chosen, more than good enough. Yes. Thank you, babe. Definitely going to keep that mindset because, to be honest, it's been good. I'm just letting my dumb old assumptions try and creep in. Definitely need to work back on self-concept. Guys, you can't let those things creep back in. It's like a floodgate, and then the flood will. Is it bad if I post a pic of SP and I on birthday to shame the doubters, or is that too much? Why are you doing that? Why do you need to do things in 3D? I'm stuck to say bold love. I don't feel I need to chase him or react to, but don't hide feelings. Lara, do whatever you want. But darling, why are you asking me the question? If you're asking me the question, you've obviously got a fear that it's not a very good idea. So I wouldn't be doing anything you have to ask a question about. It's up to you, darling. While I know that my core self-concept is, I notice that I seek a lot of validation. What would this come down to? That you needed validation as a kid, that people didn't validate you, didn't listen to you, weren't heard, that it was all about them, that they focused on themselves. Like I've got friends who need such constant validation in the 3D. They complain that their parents do that, and then they do the exact same thing. Oh, my mum always whinges about the dramas in her life, and then all you hear from this person is the dramas, and you think you're doing the exact same thing. Because you think that's how people get attention. You think that's how you get love and attention, is by sitting there complaining about your victimhood all day, and then people will love you and listen to you and be there for you, right? Think where it correlates from what happened to you as a kid. Doing self-concept, living the end. SP contacted me after 7 weeks, no contact, and he's obsessed. Marriage is next. It's done. Oh, I mean, hooray. I also saw on my TikTok today, and I didn't realize, that Hajaru, that I went off my brain at her on one of my Facebook lives once when she split up with her SP about not marrying her. Or why no, I assumed it was about something about that she wanted to be engaged, and she admitted it. They're engaged, and she wrote today, I wanted to tell you on a live, so I have to get back to her, but we've got an engagement in the group as well. Oh, that's wonderful, Levine. Marriage is next. Yes, darling. Well, that's what she was saying after they got back together, and now she's engaged. Okay, you be next, darling. I've been hearing a lot of grab-avoid codes. Oh, God. And how they bring manifestations faster. Is that useful as angel numbers? Angel numbers aren't a thing, and grab-avoid codes aren't a thing, right? Just so you understand. An angel number is your reticular activating system thinking that that number is important and then filtering out all other numbers and noticing the number. So you'll wake up at 11:11. You notice 11:11 o'clock because your brain's decided this is really fucking important, this angel number. That's literally all it is. It means sweet FA. But if you want to give it the meaning, great. A grab-avoid code is a code that a guy who was experimenting with the machine gave people because he wanted them to have the belief in the code working for them. And he gave them an affirmation to go with saying the code, that when I say this code, this will work. And most people, when they teach the fucking codes, don't teach the affirmation that goes with it. So it's the affirmation that works, the belief in the code, not the fucking code, Chris. I can't believe you've been in here as long as you have and you're asking me about angel numbers and codes. It's just your belief in that bullshit. If you want to believe in that bullshit, go ahead, but it's your belief in it, like a crystal or anything. I saw a bag of crystals in a shop yesterday, and I honestly thought if I could do manufacturing of things with crystals, I would make up a bag of bullshit crystals. Like that this is bullshit, and when you hold on to it, you realize this is complete crap. Like a funny crystal bag. But I thought, how am I going to get crystals done on Printify? But I thought there must be a way of doing like this is bullshit crystal bag. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I would do it, but like the fact that when you hold the crystal, you know, it's just your belief in the thing, but I'm holding this thing even though I know this isn't working. This is complete crap, but it's my belief in this thing in my hand that's complete crap that is working. I know that now because Loz has written it on the crystal. I'm aware. I've become aware. Right? Or this cinnamon doesn't work if I throw it around my house, cinnamon. Don't know how I do that. Can I use my reaction to visualize that I got my manifestation? So I was living in the in-laws. I haven't, even though I have. How can I ignore the circumstance of my 3D at the moment? Oh, just tell me next time that that's what happened, darling. Yes, use that. Oh my God, yes, thank you. I couldn't agree more about Andrew Tate. I can't stand his voice and look of him and sick of clicking not interested on him, and he keeps coming up. He keeps coming up because it's an MLM and he's making people disseminate his content. It's very clever. I should start an MLM in my website and get you all to disseminate content about me. I'd never do. Do nothing. 3 days old. Your thoughts need a chance to catch up. Yes, exactly, Malibu Milk. Keep yourself busy, watch movies, go out cleaning, then keep your mind on 3D, but keep affirming while doing so. Yes. One of my high school bullies works for an MLM company and tried to get me to join. It was quite amusing. Oh, really? You're right. I need to stop telling that story of him and start telling the one where he wants me. Yes, you always chosen good enough. Yes. Hi, Loz. I love everything you do. Growing up, my dad was a heavy drinker and life was always good then bad, good then bad. I was always up and down. What issues could this cause and how to fix it? You'll feel people won't prioritize you. You'll feel like things will go wrong. You feel like people won't be there for you. 1 minute they'll be there for you. 1 minute they won't be. It'll be hot, cold in relationships. You probably attract a whole lot of people that don't prioritize you, like their work is more important than you, or they don't give you enough time or affection. So you got to think that the opposite now, that you never have relationships like that everyone's consistent with you, that you're the priority. Hey, babe, long time. I really missed our days at school. Anyway, I'm selling Herbalife. Exactly, guys. When you get those emails from your MLM friends, that's what Andrew Tate's little boys are doing, but they're not realizing it. They're selling Herbalife, but they're selling Andrew Tate, right? They're not realizing it, and they don't understand that every time they're writing, "What color is your Bugatti?" That's what they're doing. And the only person that's going to get a Bugatti out of it is Andrew Tate. He'll probably buy 10. Very clever. I got back my SP from listening to your videos, but now I feel like he's pulling away because you're thinking that. And my anxiety is high. I don't know what to do. Well, fucking work on your affirmations, Ava, and your self-concept, or if you let it slip because he's back. Are you reading into the 3D and wondering what he's doing, giving it all bad meaning? That's what you're doing. So stop fucking doing that. Stop reading into what he's doing and saying he's pulling away. He'll pull away if you think he is. You're working on your self-concept while you're together? No. Lol, I've been living in my mind so much the last 3 days after finding out my trigger. SP has no idea I was triggered, lol, but I'm working on self-concept. Feels so good. Manifestation happening daily. Look, guys, it's good to feel your trigger all by yourself and your SP not knowing, and you working it out all by yourself. It's the best feeling when you haven't had to verbalize what you're worried about. It's great. When you've got to that stage where you're with a person, you're in a relationship, and you can realize you're getting triggered right now and either express a feeling about what's happening to them out loud without blaming them, or internalize it and figure it out and fix it, you're on your way, right? You're there. It's great. Do you mean not pay attention whatsoever to 3D but live only from 5D? You mean? Yes, please, if you can. Hi, Loz, got semi-blocked by my SP, as in he has 2 accounts and was only blocked on one. Was my own doing. Do I contact them on one that I'm not blocked on? And you are brilliant. You explain everything so well. Oh, Annabella, thank you. Guys, look, it's up to you when you're blocked. I've done that before and contacted someone from a different account and then they blocked me there. Because I've got a story, they're upset with me that I've done something wrong. So until I fix that story, they're going to block me wherever I contact them from. It's your story about what's happened to that person, your story about the person, and your story about yourself that causes the blocking. So what do you think about you? That you've done something wrong, that you've upset them, that they're triggered, that they're a triggered bitch, they've got issues. What's your story about them and you? Is it true? Can manifest anyone, especially celebrities? Yes, guys, they're just people. Hey, Loz, can you explain getting in the state? It's just changing your thinking to imagine a new you and a new situation. The state is the place you most often return. What feeling state, what feelings, what emotions, what feelings about life do you have about yourself? What ideas of yourself do you have most constantly? Okay, this is what the state is. What idea of yourself do you have most constantly that you often return to? That's your state, right? So to change your ideas of yourself to stay in that state and get in the state, you have to have new ideas of yourself or new ideas of the situation or new ideas of the person. So anyone who's on here saying you can just get into a state by imagining a state. Yes, of course you can. But how do you get into that state? You have to change your idea of where you are now currently in your life and have a new idea of yourself, a new idea of the situation, a new idea of the person you're imagining about. And that creates your state. And that you just did is changing your idea of yourself, others, and situations, which is your self-concept. So anyone who tells you don't need to change your self-concept to be in a new state is so fucking confused about what the word concept means. It means new idea conceived in the mind. idea conceived in the mind. To have a new self-concept, you have new ideas about yourself that generate a new state, a state of being, the self-concept you most often return to and dwell in and stay in. And to then stay in that state, you need to think those thoughts most often so you don't jump out of the state, fall out of the state, be not in the state. You can get in the state any way you like, guys, but it's staying in the state that matters. Go and watch that scene in Seinfeld where he goes to get a reservation for a car. This is the only way I can really describe states. He goes and reserves a car and he goes to the rental place. He says, I'd like to have my car reservation, please. They say, your car hasn't been reserved. And he goes, what? And they didn't reserve his car. And he said, the reservation is the whole point here. I reserved a car. It's meant to be reserved, right? They didn't have the state of he's got a car. He turned up there was no car, right? You've got to stay in the state of having a car. Does that make sense? I'm not really explaining it well, but the holding of the reservation keeps the car. If you don't hold on to the idea that you've got a car, there is no car, and you turn up there and they haven't reserved your car. The state is staying there. It's the holding of the reservation that makes you get the car. You don't just think it once. You don't just reserve online and then they never hold the car. That's what people do when they're getting into states. They think they're in a state, but they jump out of it a lot. They're not in it most of the time. A state is the place you most often return, the place you dwell in. Are you dwelling there or are you jumping in and out of it? If you're jumping in and out of it, you really need to work on the self-concept ideas you have of yourself that cause you not to stay in the state. Does that make sense? I really didn't explain that Seinfeld scene right, but hopefully someone will understand what I'm talking about. You see your affirmations reflected back to you. It's best. What's this? I just jumped. I actually couldn't listen to your sleep tapes for a while because my body would literally itch. Oh, really? That's your body going, stop listening to this. It's changing our mind. We don't like it. If you saw my comment, but walked in front of my car as I was about to drive, he was walking somewhere else, but then turned around and looked at me and decided to walk in front of me. Oh, Cindy, lovely. Let's give that excellent meaning. What state of being? Kimberly keeps talking about it. We're just repeating affirmations till our subconscious accepts it, right? For what I just said. You have new ideas of yourself that cause you to be in a new state, or you have imaginal scenes in your mind based on new ideas about yourself that cause a new state of being. It's the place you most often return, your dwelling place. It's all state means. If anyone's confusing you about state, you've got to understand that you've got to change your ideas, or you've got to have a new imagining in your mind to get into the state, don't you? If anyone thinks it's like magic, like I'm in the state, well, how did you get there? You had to have new thoughts, didn't you? You had to have new imaginings, didn't you? That's how you got in the state. What are the new imaginings? Oh, new ideas. Well, what do new ideas about myself mean? Oh, that means self-concept. That's what Loz talks about. It's not self-love or self-worth or self-esteem. I don't know why people are teaching it like that. It literally just means new ideas, new concepts. I wish people would understand what the word concept means and go and read Neville again and understand Neville never taught self-love, self-esteem, self-worth. He taught self-concept. And to change your concept of others and yourself and the world would then create a new state, the place you must often return with those new thoughts about yourself, others, and the situation. Oh, yeah. You guys getting this? That's all state means. The place you are now, most often, your attitude of mind. So let me just explain this. Concept in the dictionary means idea conceived in the mind. So self-concept means the idea you conceived in your mind about yourself. State means your attitude of mind right now. That's a literal definition of state. It's like, what's the state of the nation? You know the address they have in America, the state of the nation? What does that mean, state of the nation? What state is America in right now? A recession or a booming economy? A place where a virus is rampant or a place where everyone's healthy? What's the state of the nation of the USA right now? Then they do a speech telling you what the state is. You understand that? That's what state means. So to get into the state of a new nation, a new state of being, America needs to change whatever's going on that's causing all this recession and all this virus and all this stuff, thinking about that to get into a new state. So next year, the state of the nation will be a healthier state of the nation. That's all state means, guys, and people are confusing you, making you think like this is this magical thing, and you don't have to change your idea of yourself, others, or the situation to get in it. Yes, you do. How the fuck do you get into a state without new ideas? Of course you have to have new ideas. That's how you get into the new state. To get from the state of poor to the state of rich, don't you have to have new ideas about yourself that you now think you are no longer poor? To get into the state of not poor? Oh, yes, of course you do. That's just new ideas, which are new concepts, which is your self concepts. And then now I no longer think of myself as poor. I don't have an idea of myself as poor. I now have an idea of myself as rich. And I'm staying in the state of the attitude of mind of now being rich most constantly, most often, and dwelling in the rich state rather than the poor state. You guys getting this? So if you're confused about states, it's really very simple. If you dwell long enough in the new ideas of yourself, you create a state of you that is permanent or long lasting. That is the new attitude of mind that you now have. And that is your state of being. That's states. And then your state manifests because everyone will reflect the new state you're in, from rich to poor, from single to coupled up, from rejected to loved and chosen. Got it? God, I hope I've cleared that up because I'm so sick of people asking me about states and being very confused and so incredibly worried and concerned that so many of you are being taught that self-concept means self-love. It doesn't. Okay? And that's why I have a self-concept course coming out, because that's all you need to do to manifest, to change your ideas, to create a state that now emanates out into the world and creates your new reality. Okay? It'll be out soon, I promise. Oh, yeah. Is it possible to manifest 1 million by the end of the year, if you think it is, or needs more time, if not even close to such income? Vera, did you hear what I just said? If you believe it can happen, it can happen. If you don't believe it, no. So if you're writing the question here, is it possible? Then no, it's not possible to you because you don't believe it is. That's why you asked the question. So no, for you right now, no. You're not in the state of millionaire, are you? So get in the state of millionaire and then it will be possible. You understand? You're in the state of lack. You're in the state of, is it possible? Is it even possible from where I am right now? No. You have to be in the new state. I've been going hard on self-concept affirmations, but it feels worthless because my negative spiraling feelings appear. Guys, the negative spiraling feelings will overpower sometimes. That's your old way of thinking. That's your subconscious. That's why I teach this shit. Why do you think I've started this channel? Because I was so fucking sick and tired of people just teaching affirmations like I'm a queen, I'm a mermaid, and realized it didn't fucking work because that shit will run your life back there. That's the shit I'm trying to teach you. Okay, it's running your life. Don't let it. Go and do my anti-anxiety meditation and really get on top of your thinking every single time you think that old shitty stuff. Think the new thoughts, please. Do you guys understand states now after I explain that? God, I hope so. Suggestion for this live. What does Seinfeld have to do with self-concept and state of mind? I really didn't explain it very well, but you guys know what that scene is where he tries to get the car and he says, the holding of the reservation, that's the point of the reservation. I know that Seinfeld also had logic of play the rental agent in the episode. Yes! I love that episode. Funny you mentioned Seinfeld because my SP has recommended that show to me. I will take a look at another virtual land. Yes, virtual land. So you guys understand states now? Please tell me you do. Oh, Christina, darling, how are you? SP said he can't have a relationship because he's depressed and scared. Oh, Christina. Says he will always be single but agreed to work on himself to fight for us to get back. Do I affirm he's healed and committed? Yes, Christina. I remember you had that story about him before, that he was all kind of fucked up. Now you must still have that story. There must be a niggling story back there somewhere that he's all kinds of fucked up and you're all kinds of fucked up and now you're all healed, but he isn't. Is that the story you've got? Like you've been working on yourself. You're all healed and much better than you were because you are. Tick. But he's still got some issues. He's still got some fears. He's scared. He's been hurt in the past. What's your story about him? What is it? Write it down. After this live, sit there, Christina, and write down everything that you think about him. What's your story about him? He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. Write a line down the page, write the complete opposite. He's not scared. He's ready for me. He's thriving. He's mentally thriving. He's not scared. He's over his depression. He doesn't get depressed anymore. He's working on his self-concept like I am. He's perfect. He's perfection. We are blissfully together. He can't wait to wake up every morning to be with me. No, that was another SP. Oh, no, okay. Right, so then you must be attracting people into your reality who have these issues, Christina, and you're probably because you're such a lovely person, you're a caretaker and an overgiver and a people pleaser, and so you've attracted people in victimhood in the first place. So was he like that when you attracted him in the first place, or you realized it after a while that he had a bit of depression or whatever? Normally that happens. It's because you're such a good person inside, okay? So then you've attracted that kind of person, right? So now you have to stop being the people pleaser and overgiver inside your mind and decide that everyone chooses you and you don't need to do anything to make them happy or to love you. And then decide that he's fully healed and ready for you. Make sense? Do you recommend to ignore the mirror when affirming beautiful? Yes, guys. If it triggers you, don't look. Yes, state sounds easy. I get confused about self-concept again. What number live should I watch? Guys, look, you just do the self-concept course. If I haven't explained self-concept and what a state is in the fucking self-concept course, I've done this wrong. It's very simple. Like, it's 12 videos. And if I haven't explained it by the end, you can, go off at me if you want, because hopefully that it's really condensed. It's an hour and something minutes of me explaining this. It's really not as hard as everyone's making out. Okay? It'll be out next week, I promise, guys, probably the end of next week. So make sure you put your email and your name in the link at the very top that's pinned here, guys, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to go. So states are like saying, I'm in a relationship with SP, something like that. Well, that's the state you're in now, the state of relationship or the state of single. You in relationship in your mind, or are you single in your mind? If you're bitching to your single friends about life and about men and about your SP being an asshole, but then you're trying to live in the state of he's loves me and we're together, well, what are you doing all day over here? You're not in the state of relationship at all, are you? Right? Want to share how I created 7K. I didn't sway from that person that has it. The way I spoke and the way I walked, living in the end of not allowing circumstances to control my reactions. Oh, Monique! Did you? Not allowing the outside to sway your new state of you having that money. Wonderful, darling. Hooray! Okay, guys. So I'm going to call this Andrew Tate, because I reckon I'll put that because a lot of people want to know about that. Andrew Tate's cult. And what is a state? Okay. All right, guys, this will be number 71, I think, and you can watch this straight back afterwards, and I'll be live again next week. But make sure you put your email in the pinned comment so you know when the self-concept course and the coaching and the monthly coaching group is out, where you can watch me doing one-to-one coaching with everyone. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.